Fight about it?
Fight.
Want to fight about it?
All right, what is up, fight fans? We are back for another episode of the Fight About It podcast here on the Sports Podcast Network, and I got another fun one for you guys tonight. As we got UFC veteran and current BKFC featherweight Jimmie Rivera is going to be hopping in here, and little changes last minute for people who don't know. Jimmie is now the current main event on the fight card on the 11th. So Mohegan Sun's got a little terror going on, and let's bring Jimmie in here and get this thing going.
How you guys doing?
I'm good. Life's always treat me good. As I was saying in the intro, we've seen there's a little bit of change going on there with that fight card. Actually, a couple changes have been going on. I think there's another fight that got pulled off of that one, but you're the top dog on that one. You're the top billing on it. How much fun is that going to be now with you and Daniel leading that card?
It's awesome. I was looking forward to watching the girl fight in general. It's always fun watching the females, and it sucks that Heather Hardy got hurt. Hopefully she heals up. But to be the main event, it's awesome. Come on, main event in BKFC card. It's awesome. So I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it, and I'm looking to put Strauss on the canvas and get my hand raised.
And yeah, I totally agree with you. Sucks Heather gets pushed off it. I know everyone was really looking forward to seeing Christine get in there with someone that with Heather's credentials, in the boxing world. It was going to be a fun matchup. But yes, obviously, for the Altera fans, we want to see you put Daniel on his back, because I don't know if you noticed the champion in your division was calling for a legacy fight, and yours was one of the names he was throwing around there. I would love to see you get a win and maybe see you and Kai Stewart throw down. Is that something you'd like to do before the end of the year?
I mean, it could be Kai or it could be Duran. They got that fight coming up in June, so I'll take the winner. This is kind of like elimination. Get in there, fight this dude, get another win at 45, and then go from there and get a title shot.
Yeah, I think I think it would be a fun matchup. I hope regardless, if Kai is victorious and slays his opponent. I think he's fighting in June, like you said. It's I would love to see you get in there, man.
Duran is tough. He's got his hands full right now. I'm curious how the fight will go, because again, like Kai's last fight with Howard, you got a boxer versus like a grinder. Kai is a grinder, and Duran can box. So I was kind of curious how that fight plays out. So I'll definitely be watching and looking forward to it.
What are you thinking about the news that came over the past week or so that Conor McGregor is one of a majority stake ownership in BKFC now? What are your thoughts on that?
I think it's just going to grow the sport even more. You got someone with that much publicity all the time and that much influence. It's going to grow the sport even more. At the end of the day, I think BKFC is competing with everything that's going on in boxing, and it's growing. You see other places putting on bare knuckle fights, and when you have other people trying to compete with the BKFC, they're doing something right. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking what he brings advertisement wise and publicity wise to the sport. Him just showing up to that one Knucklemania fight was a huge thing. So I'm looking forward to it.
I do too. I know a lot of fans are like, "Oh, I can't wait to see him fight." I'm like, I don't think we're gonna see him fight in BKFC for at least like 3 years, if anything.
I think eventually we'll get to see him
I think we
fight.
will, but like I said, I think he has so many other plans. Like it. I mean, he will obviously, but I think like when you heard from what he said this year, like I think he intends to stay with the UFC at least one more contract. It sounds like, and he like he doesn't said he does intend to like do some boxing and other things like that. So when he said other things like that, who knew he was gonna put an ownership stake in the BKFC though, right?
Yeah, for sure. So, hey, I mean, listen, anything can happen. You know what I mean? It's a sport, so we'll see what happens and go from there.
He brings an interesting thing because obviously, like one thing never changes is he brings eyes to whatever he's doing. It doesn't matter. Even
Yeah. I mean, again, anything can happen. He could, he owns part of it. So I mean, it's a smart move to eventually finish out his contract and fight for the BKFC, grow the name even more. It's kind of double dipping, but hey, why not? It's just going to grow the sport, this company even more.
Knucklemania just passed another big Mike Perry win. Do you want to see him, get some of these guys? Obviously, he hopped on the mic, had calling out guys. You want to see him fight like a guy like Dave Mundell, like the champ of that division he basically fights in.
To me, I like Mike and him fighting the big names. Can he fight the champ? Sure. Does he need to? Fuck no. He's taken out legends, and man, I didn't think that last fight was gonna go that quick. He really, fucking took it to him in such a short time. So, I mean, that's a huge win for the champ. For Mike, I don't know what he gets out of it. I mean, you look at it at a business purpose. I want to see him fight like some other guys, like Darren Till, some of these big names guys, because you saw some of these guys come over from MMA and try to do the bare knuckle, and they can't do it. It's a different mindset. If you don't have that mindset, you can't fucking do it. So I think Mike has that mindset and that style, and he makes fights, and it's great to watch. It's very entertaining. So I don't know. That whole Darren Till thing was fun to watch. That'd be interesting to get something like that. I think pretty much whoever Mike calls out, he should get. At the end of the day, he's kind of deserved it. So it all has to just work out, and you know what I mean? And obviously people not be tied to certain organizations, you know what I mean, if they could let the fight. But I think it's awesome. Him watching Rothwell, I mean, I know it was a weird, outcome, but watching him fight, it's awesome. And I'm just, it's interesting to see what future MMA guys come over and go into the boxing and who could really, handle it.
The way Mike has built this so far over his first 6 or so BKFC fights, he's kind of made himself in a niche. So he maybe necessarily may never actually have to fight for the title and just be like a headliner fighting a lot of some of these, I guess, fallen guard type of guys, I guess you would say. So
yeah, he's got the ultimate title right now. He's got the King of Violence title. So I definitely, think he is one of those guys that he ain't making it look pretty, and a lot of people like that. And those are good fights, and people tune in for him. So it's you see all different types of fights in BKFC. You don't see the pretty ones like Mike. You'll see guys that could box, and then you see grinders, guys that could box like me, and you see grinders like fucking Kai. You know what I mean? Where it's very, very ugly. And then I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen, but I think his next fight is gonna be even bigger than his last.
The other thing was Hunt. Getting knocked down and dislocating his elbow is kind of really an unfortunate thing, right?
Yeah, it's a weird thing. It's one of those things where, he probably was injured beforehand, and then I guess whatever happened or how it fell, made it worse. Whether he knew about the injury or not, this is one of those. There's one of the things you got to either, he might have been hurt beforehand, but it didn't bother you that much, or he knew about it. And then, definitely a weird freak scenario, but I feel like he had to be injured beforehand and maybe didn't even know about it. Just what happened was it made it worse. You know what I mean? I don't know about the whole knockdown or more when he was like throwing and then it kind of happened and when he fell, you know what I mean? That's was,
I don't
you
know.
know,
I saw some angles. It looked like it happened right there, right there and there when it.
yeah. So, well, I don't know, man. That's just a freak accident. That sucks.
It's just the life of combat sports. Anyone that's followed the UFC and MMA at least over the last 10, 15 years, we've seen plenty of weird freak injuries over the years. Chris Weidman, Anderson Silva's leg breaks were both kind of weird ones. I mean, you see it in sports all the time. It's one of those things. Want to change things up. I mean, like obviously, combat sports and your fight coming up and everything like that. But you're a man of multiple layers here, Jimmie. Your sensei, Jimmie. Your coach, Jimmie. Your dad, Jimmie. You also are law enforcement in active duty in New Jersey law enforcement. Like, what is kind of the hardest thing to kind of spin, man? You you got a lot of hats on, brother.
Yeah, man, I juggle it all. It's tough, but I make it work with the kids, the family, being a police officer, being a school owner here at Tire Showman's in Short Hills, and fighting. Dude, it's just nonstop. I actually am looking forward to fight week because everything kind of slows down. I can relax a little bit more, and especially rest a little bit more. You know what I mean, and just focus on the weight cut. But I also, only know the grind, so it's always nonstop for me. Um, Dude, just fucking very disciplined from doing tire showings as a young age as a kid, and that discipline that instilled in me and just fucking carried on to everything else I did. And with that said, I'm just a grinder. Just love to work hard and be able to take care of my kids and my family, and at the same time help people with teaching self-defense and getting adults in shape, and working with the community, policing, just try, put a better name out for police officers, helping even police officers in general with defensive tactics. Myself, Chief Lena, my boss, and Ron Showman, co-founder of Tire Showman, we have a defensive tactics program, and it's been going great. You know what I mean? We have it with our department doing for probably about like 5 years, and use of force has gone down tremendously, and you can just see guys seeing a real big benefit from it. So it's going good, man. Just staying busy and staying active.
I mean, you've always been active, regardless. As many times if I've had the pleasure to sit down and talk to you, you've always been it's always been go go go, so to speak.
That's how it is, man. That's how life is. So, I'm trying to learn how to slow it down a little bit. It's a little tough, but at least slow it down so I could just enjoy it with the kids.
Obviously, like policing's kind of the newest thing to you. What's the thing that like I'm actually like this is one of the things that gets me excited to go in and do this job.
I mean, it's always an interesting. Could be an interesting day. It could be super busy. You get some freaking crazy calls, or it could be like a mellow, relaxed day. You could also be as busy as you want, or as kind of slow you want, depending on call volume. Elmwood Park, we see everything from it being super busy to it like slowing down and being able to catch your breath. I dispatched for 3 years, so nothing's really like surprising to me anymore. You kind of get used to the craziness. Some things obviously I can't talk about, but it's rough. I think that probably not the most surprising thing, but the thing that hits home a lot, at least for me, because I have little kids, is just dealing with like a medical with an infant or a toddler, or having to do CPR on them, or if they're choking, or it's just stuff like that. I think that kind of hits home. That's scary.
Like I'm sure, like you see something, in your daily work that goes through, and like you go home, it's like, damn, it's something maybe I want to, prepare my kids, my family for, things of that nature, right?
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, I think even before then, it's just like I think being real with your kids and as they get older, explain shit to them. I think sometimes people lack that. You got to have both parents, whether you get along with them or not. You just got to make it work. And you don't have to live in the same household. You got to be present. But I think the other thing is just being, a straight shooter, being honest with your kids. All right, you want to, when they're older, want to go out drinking, it's fine. Don't drink and drive. I'll give you a ride. I'll pick you up. Can't really stop kids from doing things. You can just say, hey, make, better choices. Don't get in a car, someone's drinking. You need a ride, just give me a call. I'll be there for you. You know what I mean? So I think being real and talking to your kids and sometimes, tough love, soft love, you need a little bit of everything. I think certain things I'm tough and certain things I'm very soft, and my wife is like the same thing. Some days she's tough and some days she's soft, and I think that balances the whole relationship and dynamic that we have with our kids really well.
Speaking of kids, I don't know if you've seen this, crazy news over the last few days that Francis Ngannou's son was 18 months old and passed away. I don't know the exact details about it, but thoughts and prayers with Francis and his family. Man, it's life is crazy and short at times, and things happen for unexplained reasons for whatever. So I can only imagine the grief that man's going through right now.
Yeah, I can't even imagine. I hope he gets through it, and definitely hope he whatever help he needs, just reach out for it. People are gonna be there.
He is one of the baddest men on this planet, but he's gonna need help. And
it doesn't matter you're the baddest man on the planet. You could be a fucking killer at the end of the day. Your kid's your kid, and to lose them like that. I don't wish that upon anybody, and that's a tough fucking thing to go through. I don't know because I haven't been through it, and pray to God never have to deal with it.
One last one before we get ready to close thing down. We were talking about legacy fights earlier with you and Kai. What are your thoughts on the Jake Paul and Mike Tyson thing? It looks like it's officially sanctioned fight, no headgear. It's going to be on their records, and all that crazy weirdness that was going on social media, which just looked like it was a bunch of smoke.
I think Tyson's going to knock him the fuck out. I'm looking forward to watching that fight. I mean, Mike Tyson, you watch him when he fought Roy Jones, was holding back. You could tell. So I just think Tyson's still animal even at his own age he's at, and I just think he's going to fucking destroy him.
If Mike just gets him clean once, I think that's all we need.
Yeah, well, I think I don't really think Jake Paul annoys me. I just think he has his own itch of how he sells fight, like other people like Cejudo and stuff like that. It's kind of cringy sometimes, but it is what it is. But I just think Mike Tyson's better, and Mike Tyson's got the power and the skill, and it's way better than Jake Paul, and it's going to end up knocking him out.
But also, I think the other thing is he has the knowledge too. It's not just that. If he catches them at any point in time in the first two rounds, there's nothing that's going to save Jake Paul.
Yeah, the ref.
Getting ready to kind of throw the proverbial microphone over to you, Jimmie. Anyone you would like to thank, shoot out your sponsors, social media sites, any charities you're working with, you would like the people know. The time is yours, my friend.
Yeah, I'm in my bio on Instagram. I'm doing selling shirts, Jimmie Rivera shirts. I'm sending it to Make-A-Wish. So all proceeds, you buy a shirt, all proceeds are going to that. Just thank my wife, my kids, my family. Thank Team Tiger Showman, my coaches, my teammates for working with me, and looking forward to this fight. Don't miss it. Don't blink. May 11th, Connecticut, Mohegan Sun. If you can't make it, you can stream it. Tickets and how to stream it is all in my bio. Just click the links and it'll direct you what you need to do.
All right, Jimmie. Always a pleasure, you guys. Make sure you're tuned in. Jimmie's gonna put on a show as always. Other than that, my friend, enjoy your evening. You do what you got to do, and best of skill for you, my brother.
Thanks, man. Have a good one. All right.
You too.